Hi, my name's Jeremy. I'm the lead developer of StationOne and the co-founder of Firehouse Labs. StationOne is a brigade management platform, effectively, allowing you to streamline the management of your fire brigade and take care of all of the required tasks, including vehicle inspections, fault reporting, member management events, training sessions, hoses, hydrants, so on and so forth. In this video, I'm going to try and do a really quick whirlwind tour of the platform just to give you an idea of everything that's included. You may or may not use every feature, and that's perfectly okay. Firstly, we've got our Brigade Dashboard, so you can see some quick links to various items within the platform and some quick stats coming up. We've also got our recent activity feed that's here for our brigade as well, so just showing you some events that have been created and inspections that have been conducted and whatnot. We can jump over to our brigade, we can manage our members, so members can either have a login access to the platform or they can just be registered via email for the purposes of tracking their interaction with your brigade. We can also see some various information on our members, such as any appointments, driver's license information, vehicle endorsements. We can also have a look at any assigned actions, inspection history. We can see driving logs for that particular member as well, just at a glance. We've got our brigade availability where members can update their availability. One of the cornerstones of the platform is obviously the vehicles. So you can see we've got 2 vehicles here. Vehicles contain a range of information. So we can inspect them, we can log drives on them, we can endorse members on them, we can book them for events. We can have a look at the equipment that's associated with that. We can see any action items that are specifically related to that particular vehicle. We can see our endorsed drivers, inspection history, our driving logs. And we can also see any events that this particular vehicle has been booked for. We have room management, so you can book out rooms for particular training and have that surface into your calendar. We have equipment, so effectively anything that's stored on an appliance, so thinking of chainsaws, defibs, all of those kind of things. Again, much like vehicles, we can inspect these pieces of equipment. If they have a relevant inspection, we can see the vehicle association, we can see their inspection history, and some little bit of information about that piece of equipment as well. We have stock, which are consumable items that may be carried on hand, so things like P2 masks and wipes and hand sanitizer. Members can consume this stock through the public interface. You can also record your consumption here. All of that consumption and usage is tracked back against the item, so you can see who's been using it. One of the features of the platform is to set our target quantity. So basically when it drops below your target quantity number, the system will automatically generate an action item for you to be able to get your stores person to reorder those particular items before you do run out. Duty crews, self-explanatory in the fact that we can group members into different crews and then we can assign them various tasks on recurring schedules. So you can see a bunch of tasks in here. They apply to all crew. They recur frequently, monthly or weekly, and then they will appear for those duty crews based on that recurring schedule. Likewise, the duty crews have a schedule as well, which we can see here rotating on a weekly basis. Brigade events allow you to create events and notify your members. They can RSVP directly via email and their attendance is recorded. This is also captured against that member. So when we look at that in reporting, we can see how many events a member may have attended in a given period of time. We can also allocate our crew out in here. We can re-notify our members too if we want to do that option as well. Brigade settings, subscription, we can control what information is available via our public brigade page as well, that's here. Inspections, one of the cornerstones of the platform. We can create inspections for pretty much anything, including equipment, vehicles, general inspection forms, BA sets. You can see here we've got a chainsaw check, we've got some vehicle checks, a general form, we've got a BA set quick check with some BA specific information that's drawing on our BA management module. Again, these are publicly accessible if you choose to do so. We can also set a range of different response types on these and have the actions fail or skip failure and various different things like that. We can create new templates that may be originating from your organization. You can create ones from scratch. You can use shared templates from other units within your organization. You can import via CSV, or you can use our AI PDF converter to convert an existing inspection such as iAuditor into the StationOne format in our platform. We've got a full inspection history, so we can come back and look at all of the inspections that were done. We can see the score, we can see the response types, we can see which members were present and various different things like that about this particular inspection. We do track based on an expected time how long it took them, so we can see if members may be rushing through those inspections as well. We can schedule out equipment inspections, so you might want your chainsaw or defibs to be inspected every month. We can set them up on an inspection schedule, and then we can have them reoccurring basically on whatever frequency it is that you desire, be it monthly, annually, quarterly, and so on. Ultimately, everything in the platform that requires attention will generate an action item. So as noted, low stock items will generate an action for reorder, which we can see here. These can be allocated to members. They can be set for due dates with comments and notes and all of those typical expected items. We can also see failure items arising as a result of inspections on vehicles. And we can also see a review due here for a pre-plan that's in the system as well. One thing that's unique to our platform is that we do allow you to put items out of service, and in which case, if a member gets to that particular item during an inspection, it will actually tell them that that particular item is out of service with the reason that you've put in there. Closing out this action will automatically reinstate that item, or you can manually reinstate the item here as well. This is basically just to reduce the reoccurrence of people reporting the same faults over and over again. With our hydrant module, so this is calling all of the hydrants from the hydrant database. We can see a bunch of hydrants in here. Our green hydrants are inspected and have no faults. You can see this one has a picture attached to it as well. Likewise, we have hydrants that are showing orange, so these have been inspected and they do have an issue arising, so road triangle is missing. You'll also note that we have a red indicator, and this means that the hydrant was either unable to be used or unable to be located. The platform supports annual hydrant inspections, which may be done at any time, and then we've got a full hydrant list that's appearing at the bottom here. We can also divide these up into hydrant runs, so you can see we're grouping basically hydrants into various different areas, which could be assigned to a duty crew or a group of members to go out and conduct those hydrant inspections. Likewise, hoses, basically a digital catalogue of all of your hoses based on type, length. We can see their service status, their last inspection. You can customise the inspection interval from monthly out to yearly. If we have a look at these hoses here, we can see this one's automatically been marked out of service because someone's reported a fault with it. And then we can see a test here that has failed. So there's also some repair history down here as well. But basically getting that full information on your hose, you can retire it from service, mark it back into service. Next, we have our pre-plan module. So this is effectively a digital version of traditional premises pre-plans. So if we come in here, we can see a range of information that's been entered on this pre-plan. These have an annual review cycle, which will generate an action item when the review is due. You can also invite your premises manager or representative to participate in that review process, where they can update information like security information, contact details. They can register any hazardous materials that may have been introduced to the site since the last update. And then these are available to your members via the public interface. You can also share these with neighbouring brigades who might be using the platform there as well. So we have our contacts, any services information, history. We can have file attachments. So these might be hydraulic plans. You might have private attachments as well. So these are hidden and only accessible to administrators. We can attach photos. And we also have our interactive site plan, site map builder, so you can click on various objects in here and mark up your map as necessary with all of the relevant information for your members who may be responding. Our BA management module is quite comprehensive in terms of tracking all components of BA, including cylinders, masks, backplates. It does support cylinder swapping into caches, and it also does support cylinder filling at fill stations. You can see here we've got 4 BA sets that are operational. It's giving us their location, and it's telling us the components that make up that particular BA set as well. We can inspect each individual component and see pressures, hydrostatic test dates and the like in here. We can also swap cylinders into the cache, so we can grab a cylinder. So this one is spare. We'll drop this into the cache, and then we can grab a cylinder back out of the cache, and we can put that into our brigade here as well. So this is all fully cascading, so any changes to a individual piece of equipment will ultimately affect the BA set if it is part of that particular BA set. There's a range of options. We can also view all of the inspection history for each component as well, being surfaced through members conducting those inspections. With our training module, most importantly here is our training sessions. So you can schedule all of your brigade training sessions, and you can capture member attendance against these. Once again, this is surfaced against the member's profile. So in our reporting engine, we can actually see how many training sessions a member has attended out of how many have been scheduled. So we can register and mark those members as being attended into those particular training sessions. You can opt to have this emailed out to all of your members, where they can RSVP via email in the same way that you can with events. or alternatively, you can have selective training sessions where you may be targeting a specific skill set with some of your members and only want to have those particular members attend those training sessions. We've got our reporting engine. So most importantly is our member activity reporting. So you can see here an overall score has been assigned to members based on their activity within the unit, and then that's broken down across all of the reportable areas. So duty crews, attendance, inspection, events, training. You can see we've had 4 events at the unit, and this member here has attended 2 of those. They've not attended any training, and so on. So pretty good guide to gauge your members' attendance at your brigade. We've got our vehicle reports, so we can have a look at the inspections, number of drives, distance, etc. And we can also have a look at the member driving activity to see who has been driving those particular vehicles, and how many drives they've done, how much distance they've done. If you're using our duty crew module, there's also duty crew reporting available, so we can see attendance across our duty crews. We can see any recent tasks being completed by those duty crews. We can get reports breakdown based on the tasks that are associated with duty crew, and we can also have a look at our member participation within those duty crews as well. So how many times they've attended, how many tasks they've completed on those attendances, and then that various information like that. The key part of our platform is our public brigade interface, which is mobile friendly, designed for members to use their own devices to access relevant information about the brigade, including conducting inspections on vehicles. You can see here we've got our scheduled or our overdue inspection items are being drawn to attention at the top of the page. Then we've got our various options, which again are controlled by the brigade and what options they want available to members. So we've got vehicles stock, so members can consume various stock items directly from this interface. They can report issues with the brigade and see any open issues, so maintenance issues and things like that. They can register to attend training sessions. Likewise for events where they've been scheduled, the members can RSVP to these events as well by putting in their details and submitting that via this interface. We've got our pre-plans, so members can come in here and view our pre-plans with all of the information that they need, with a note that we do hide any secure information, so contact details, security alarm details and things like that are all hidden. However, members can request that information by requesting the full report be emailed to their email address that's recorded on their member profile. They'll receive that via email instantly and be able to access any of the additional secure information that they may need for that particular premises. We've also got our vehicles, so we can come in and have a look at our vehicles. We've got outstanding action items and any faulty equipment that may exist on that vehicle. We can log a drive. We can go to our inspections. We can see any inspections in progress, noting that multiple members can work on a single inspection at once, so they can take various lockers each and conduct that inspection on their own devices in parallel. Or you can start a new inspection directly from the start inspection option there, and we can also show any vehicle bookings and upcoming bookings, and also allow members to book the vehicles directly via this public page. So this is really where all of that information surfaces for your members to be able to effectively integrate and access relevant information about your brigade, conduct the inspections that they need to, attend events and training, and various other aspects like that. The platform is available for a single flat fee, unlimited features of $176 a year, or you can also pay monthly. We're happy to give you a more in-depth detail. You can sign up for a free 30-day trial, or there is also an online demo account available where you can come in and have a bit of a look at the platform and understand if it might be something that would work for your brigade. We offer full support. We can help you get set up, add your appliances, add any inspections and things like that. You just need to reach out and ask, and we would be more than happy to help.